gives me great pleasure to rise on the matter of public importance before the House raised today by the member for Mordialloc, and I thank the member for his contribution. The member is right that this House should take note of a range of state-shaping policies that benefit Victoria. It is this Andrews Labor government that is delivering on its promises to the community, and it is in this delivery that we are seeing the transformation in Victoria unseen for many years. Only recently we were in this House paying tribute to the late Premier John Cain, and we were all reminded from the late Premier that we shouldn't waste the opportunity or a single moment whilst in government. Speaker, that advice has not gone unheeded from the Andrews Labor government. We have seen the start of universal 3-year-old kindergarten rolling out in regional communities first. This rollout is part of the Andrews Labor government's almost $5 billion decade-long reform. This investment will ensure every Victorian child can benefit from an extra year at kinder. From 2022, all 3-year-olds across the state will have access to 5 hours of a funded kindergarten program each week. 90,000 children could benefit from this reform each year at full rollout. One of the reasons the Andrews Labor government is championing this reform and introducing this policy is that international studies consistently show long-term benefits for children who attend 2 years of kindergarten compared to those that only attend 1 year. 2 years of high-quality teacher-led kindergarten programs have shown to improve academic and long-term outcomes for our children. This policy is also creating jobs, an additional 6,000 early childhood teachers and educators, as well as jobs created through infrastructure investments. It's not just a slogan that we are known as the education state. We know that education doesn't just start when we dress our kids up in their uniforms on their first day of school to start prep, like the record amount of families have done just that this month. Of course, those families have had the thrill of opening the bright red library bag of books and resources that were delivered to all new prep children attending a Victorian government school. These fun and engaging items have been provided to every child starting prep in every classroom, regardless of their background. Giving families, and regardless of their financial position, access to education resources at home helps improve our children's education outcomes. This investment in our children will help their education at home, but of course, prep isn't the start of education. We know that early childhood education is essential to give every child the best start. An additional year of kindergarten goes some way to changing the lives of children, but also to transform Victoria as we know it. This is particularly true for our diverse multicultural communities in Victoria. In other contributions in this House, I previously highlighted that giving children from migrant and refugee families, like the many families in my electorate at Melton, a quality early childhood education helps those children have the best start in preparation for their primary school education and beyond. It can also help their parents and caregivers connect and be a part of their wider community. Often in a preschool or childcare environment, parents of many cultures interact with others as their children form friendships and connections that cross culture barriers. The first steps of truly multicultural societies come from understanding others, the seeds of which are often sown when our children start in early education like 3-year-old kinder. I'm also extremely excited that the next phase of the Andrews Labor government's landmark Smile Squad free dental program will be hitting the streets of Melton in Term 3 this year. Arnold's Creek Primary School, Coburg Primary School, Exford Primary School, Kurrajang Primary School, Kurrajang Secondary College, Melton Primary School, Melton Secondary College, Melton South Primary School, Melton Specialist School, Melton West Primary School, Staunton College and Wedge Park Primary School. All these schools in my electorate in Melton will all benefit by being eligible for the rollout. Parents in Melton are excited, as I am, that their children will receive free dental care and that they will save hundreds of dollars every year. Because standing up for families is what this government does. Dental health has a huge impact in the long-term health impacts for people. So getting this right for our children across Victoria will have long-term positive impacts on the health of Victorians for years to come. This is a fantastic preventative care that will also benefit the healthcare system in the longer term. This will help reduce the pressure on hospitals and other healthcare facilities, as we know that good oral health has a lasting impact on general health and well-being. We know that dental conditions are the highest cause of preventable hospitalisations for Victorian children under 10 years of age. Good oral health also has an impact on mental health and improvement in job participation later in life. Giving Victorian children access to good oral health is giving Victorians dignity. Once fully implemented in 2022, the school dental program will provide free annual oral health examinations and free follow-up treatment needed for around 650,000 children in more than 1,500 government primary and secondary schools. This program is designed to make dental care easier and more affordable. Modelling indicates that this program will save the average Victorian family around $400 per year per child. Parents in Melton and Victoria couldn't be happier. The Smile Squad not only put smiles on Victorian kids, but their parents as well. This is part of this Andrews Labor government commitment to the health of all Victorians. The benefit of this investment into health is having a transformational effect in Melton as families see the investment in their children in dental care, but also the investment in delivering a new hospital in Melton. They trust the Andrews Labor government delivering on their promises of dental care, and they've seen the investment in planning for a new Melton hospital and the recent announcement of Western Health as the operator of the future hospital in Melton. Speaker, the families in Melton have also seen the investment in other areas of their children's education. The opening of 11 new schools at the beginning of this school year has shown families in Melton, especially in the new and growing suburbs like Amesbury and Cobblebank, that the plans for their new schools will be delivered as part of this government's commitment to open 100 new schools by 2026. The investment of $6.1 billion to deliver more than 1,400 school upgrades helps families and, of course, will support delivering more than 7,500 construction jobs. There are 10 new primary schools opening in 2021, Amesbury Station Primary School being one of them. One of the key features of these schools is another fantastic policy by the Andrews Labor government that all new primary schools will include a kindergarten facility on or next to the new school site. For families like those in the community of Amesbury, this is transformational to avoid the dreaded double drop-off, especially in new establishing communities where educational facilities may be very far away from each other. The new Amesbury Station Primary School will be one of the schools incorporating a co-located early learning centre. Currently, the families in Amesbury Estate have no option than to drive their children to Exford Primary School. Exford is a fantastic school and is led by the amazing Lisa Campo. With the explosion of population from the nearby new housing developments, this has put a huge pressure on the school infrastructure as well as the roads and other public infrastructure. The new school at Amesbury and the co-located early learning centre will have a flow-on effect relieving traffic congestion for the rest of the community. Earlier I mentioned the advice that Premier Kane gave the Andrews Labor government about not wasting your opportunity to deliver. We have seen that this government has taken that advice and is delivering for Victorians. This state will be a very different place for our children and for the better because we are wasting no time in delivering for them and their future. Speaker, how very different that is to those opposite. The last time they were in government, this state was frozen in inertia. The families in Melton and across the state saw those opposite sit on their hands as their children saw poor investment in schools, education and health care. Speaker, this is a travesty because families across Victoria deserve better. They wanted their children to succeed and needed to see their government investing in their future. Those families and all of Victoria sent a strong message at the ballot box restricting their last government to one term. I'm proud to be the elected member for Melton and to be part of the Andrews Labor government delivering for all our communities and all Victorians. Delivering what Labor stands for: health, education, jobs and infrastructure. And we are not wasting a moment in government getting things done. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.